This video of the baby mama who gave up $50,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $50,000 and turned it over to her baby daddy. Here's a photo of him with one, I guess, of their two children. Most people are showing just the main video about the GoFundMe, but I want to step back for about 2 minutes and give you a little bit of context, which I think will make you matter. I don't want to stop it. She does talk a little bit fast, but rest assured, if you're not looking at the video, I will catch you up. Here we go.
First, I cleared the bed and changed some sheets because everything all over the place was just not gonna work for me. And I'm only 10 days postpartum, plus I delivered via C-section.
So your girl be needing a little extra help. And what about it? Because that man gonna help every single time. All jokes aside, it really matters who you have a kid with. When I tell you this man literally caters to me 24/7, the least I can do is fry him a little bit of chicken. I mean, he literally will stay up all night watching just so I can get a little bit of rest. I don't know about y'all, but I know a good man when I see one. But don't get it misconstrued. Because, baby, I take good care of him, too. It's most definitely 50-50 over here.
A few moments later.
The double stroller is crazy work. But being a single mom, even crazier. Especially because my babies was playing. But the whole single mama part definitely was. I mean, but that's what happens when you rush your life. Child, I had kids before I even knew who I really was. Before I knew the things that I like, what I like to do. Before I even knew my favorite color. I love my kids, but let me tell you where I went wrong. See, I was the type of woman that sought out my identity in a man. And let me tell you something. That's going to be your biggest downfall in life every time.
A few moments later.
I just wanted to come on here and tell y'all to stop disobeying God. I remember the first time God told me to leave this man alone, but I didn't want to humble myself and move back in with him. I wish so bad that I humbled myself and moved back in with her, because I could have saved myself from so much warfare. I could have saved myself from losing myself. I could have saved God was trying to save me. Because God knows the capability of people, and we really don't. We only know what people show us.
A few moments later.
Your girl is broke again.
Yep, after the GoFundMe hit $50,000, I was not ready to deal with the shame of being a single mom, so I took that man back. But what y'all didn't know is he manipulated me out of thousands of dollars before I was actually ready to let go. But that's my fault. That's what you get when you disobey God. Baby, he provided me a clean way out. I could have been healing in Cabo right now. But I decided to listen to lies again. And when I tell you I'm paying for it, oh, baby, I'm paying for it. And it's almost like the enemy want me to believe that was my last blessing. Like, my mind literally been tormented every single day. I've been having to cast down thoughts like God hates me, he's done with me, and he just doesn't love me anymore.
Guys, if you donated, y'all got played. If you donated to their 50,000, I mean, I practically I wanted to run to the microphone when I saw this story. I think it was like a day or so ago. And don't worry, I'll get to this tomorrow. I will do this. I will do a reaction to the story with the nurse who lost her nursing school because of a couple of missed payments. That'll be tomorrow's video. But here's the thing. I try to preach and preach and preach on this channel. And I know people sometimes think that, I'm just calling out beggars, scammers, and I don't really know what I'm doing, yada, yada. This is a perfect case. And when this came on, and the minute I heard that she had a GoFundMe, there's something about a GFM, GoFundMe, that the minute I hear that and I see single mom, or it could be a parent too, could be a couple of parents, but in this case, okay, we're talking about this video, excuse me, single mom, okay, couple of babies, and they're really young, look like almost like one was a newborn and the other's maybe, barely 3 or something. I mean, they're in strollers. The thing that runs through my mind is, oh my God, it's a scam. And tons of people fell for it. And I can tell you one big reason a lot of people fell for it is because she used religion. Sitting there, and there's a picture of her, and I had my little rainstorm effect and stuff, sitting there claiming, oh, this is God. God did all this. So God told you to set up a GoFundMe, and you use God. See, this is just, I don't know how some of these beggars sleep at night. They're using God for everything. God, has blessed me with these 2 kids. I was in a perfect relationship. Now the relationship has fallen apart. God is blessing me with a GFM. And now I gave a bunch of it to my baby daddy. And she says, quote, he manipulated me out of thousands of dollars. Well, I guess God ordered that too, right? And I believe her name is Elizabeth. Okay, can't remember if Elizabeth was her first or last name. I'm gonna go with her first name. I do know Elizabeth is there. Can't remember if it's her first or last, but I know it's in there. So we'll just call her Elizabeth again, first or last. So God helped you get manipulated out of it, and now she's a broke ass and going to a pawn shop to pawn off her stuff. And then I think I cut it off, but now she goes and she feeds homeless people pizzas and all of this stuff. But this is all under the name of God. How much responsibility does Elizabeth want God to take versus her own responsibility? And she does give in just a blip of, oh, I'm paying the price. This is horrible and awful, the end. No, I mean, like, she need to get down on her knees and what is it? Ask the good Lord for forgiveness for being the stupid person of 2026. I really don't know a whole lot of videos that are going to beat the stupidity on this. And trust me, the begging channel, that stuff that I do on begging, we got a lot of stupidity going on. I think this is like a 2026 candidate for internet stupidity. So is God responsible for her deciding to be stupid and give away the 50,000 to her baby daddy? Is that God's responsibility also? At what point does Elizabeth take responsibility? I am telling you, when I heard this, I think they were in it together. See, and she doesn't really talk about her baby daddy. It was just, oh, he manipulated me. So I guess he manipulated her. God surely had a hand in manipulating her. Now, guess what she's doing? She's back online asking her donors to redonate. That's the last of what I heard. And the GoFundMe is still up. Because I gave you a screenshot of it today, July. All right. The GoFundMe is up. She hasn't taken it down. And let's not forget, it's tax free in this particular case because it's donations. It's not part of a business donation and stuff like that. So from what I can understand, this is cool, hard cash. But you see, you have to understand something. You guys that give to these people that beg, you are being played and you are a sucker. Don't be an internet sucker. And she's wearing her stupid bonnet, crying her eyes out. Oh my God, my baby daddy manipulated me out of this. But yet really you don't hear her say, oh my God, I hurt the people that donated to me. She does, like I said, she takes a second and she says, yeah, okay, they I take some responsibility, I could be in Cancun or wherever the bejesus, she said. But she doesn't ever apologize to the donors. $50 donors, $100 donors, the multitude of $5, $10 donors. She don't apologize to them. And I read in one comment, it said, are you giving the donors the money back? Oh, hell no, she ain't doing that. She never intended to. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if this was a setup between her and the baby daddy. It would not surprise me. And some people say, well, maybe he threatened her. Then you go to the police. You stick it all out on social media. Trust me, if anything happens to you, the police and the whole public will know where to look first. This should make you mad. It really, really should. Because this is how people who really, really need the help get denied the help. Because people are so sick and tired of watching these scammers. And she is a scammer. Big letter. She's a scammer, you guys. It was a scam when she set up the GoFundMe. It was a scam when she gave it to her baby daddy. And it continues to be a scam because it's still sitting up there probably collecting money because not everybody watches social media. But this stupid crap of, oh my, God told me, God's got better plans for me. God ain't got nothing to do with her stupid ass getting a gift. This is a gift. This is an inheritance size gift. You've got people who could change their entire financial picture with $50,000. $50,000, what she could have done. She got 2 little kids. All right. So I'm willing to bet she's got no degree and she might be high school degree challenged because this is the type of person who would have that type of problem. But let's assume she has a high school degree with $50,000. She could have gone to a local community college. She could afford to have paid for children to be in daycare. She could have afforded that. She could have afforded to put herself up in a little modest apartment, even perhaps pay a couple years rent and get a discount as she redirected her life, get some sort of skill or a trade school skill. Okay. Learn to be a beautician, whatever. I'm just defaulting to that. But obviously there are other trades. She could have taken a big chunk of that. Hey, possibly even gotten a down payment for a little modest place to live, a little condo. Hey, look at where I live. Okay, you guys know 40, what is it, 840 square feet, a little baby condo, something like that. In other words, $50,000. That is an inheritance gift. And what did she, and I suspect, again, this is my opinion. I have no evidence. This is totally my opinion channel. For all I know, she and baby daddy cocked this thing up. Well, that was a bad choice of words. Work with me, okay? They came up with this thing together. I don't know. But if I were a donor, I would be writing GFM and I would be telling them I want my donation back. And I think if people did donate, that is absolutely what they do. You need to write them and say, I got played. She said it was for her and the child. But here's the problem, though. She did say it was for her and the kid. And how she chose to spend it probably is not considered a scam from GFM's eyes. I've told you guys before, this is why when you donate to people, you cannot get ticked off. I didn't donate to her, so I have every right to get furious, and I hope you are too. When you donate to people and they decide to turn that donation to something else, even if it wasn't quite what you intended, you can't get mad. You chose to give it to them. Let me tell you, it was everything I could. And I don't troll. I don't do none of that crap. Okay. And you guys know that. But it was everything I could to donate 1 penny to her today. I was like, you know what? Because I told you I got the screenshot. I went to her GoFundMe. That's how I know it's up and active. She's hoping for $55,000. She said almost 52,000 as of this morning. What's the date today? July 21st. Either the things, or maybe it's the 22nd. I don't have my glasses on. Let me see, what's the date today? I want this to be accurate. Yeah, July 22nd. She's up to almost 52,000. Do you think she should give the money back? Throw in the comments. Do you think she should give the money back? Throw in the comments. Would you ask for the money to come back? Because I know if GFM thinks it's a scam, they will refund people their money. But here's the thing. I don't think probably from a legal sense it was a scam. She did say it was for her. She didn't say it was for somebody else. Just because she chose to make horrible money decisions with it, that's on her. But that's not necessarily a GoFundMe scam. But I just want you to realize, you guys, this is where your money goes. The scammers, the beggars, the manipulators, the people who claim it's all about religion. This is where it goes. And I got to be honest, it just absolutely infuriated me. Because $50,000, we have people who are good people who are trying so hard. They either can't find a job. They're trying so hard. They're holding a couple of different jobs. What they would give to have $50,000 from what I researched, tax-free, handed to them. They could change their life. I know the gift that my parents left me. It changed my financial life. But you have to remember something, you guys. For some people who are beggars, people who are scammers, they don't hold value in what you give them because they didn't actually have to earn it. In other words, to her, it was just chump change. It's like, whatever, here, baby daddy, take some. And she says he manipulated her. No, isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? She says he manipulated. Didn't she manipulate the GFM crowd and said this was going to be for her and her children as she cries with the rain effects that I put in? See, one manipulator always knows another manipulator. You must remember that. So maybe she did get played. Okay, well, guess what? She played other people. So I guess you could speak in the laws and eyes of karma. She wasn't supposed to keep any of it, or she kept very little of it. Scammers and beggars have no value for the money that you give them, for how hard you work, the hours you put in. And I will tell you this story has just renewed my faith. I will keep the pressure on. I will do the Lord's work, and I'm going to keep pounding and pounding until my very last breath. Do not give to people on the internet. Don't do it. If it is not a bona fide charity, if it is not somebody you know at work, somebody you know at your church, in your personal circle, don't give it to them, especially when they're wearing a bonnet, showing off their baby daddy. And then they say, hey, here's my GoFundMe.